There's a question I'm getting more and more from those who are thinking about writing their life story. Joanna, can't I just use AI? Can I just tell it my memories and let it write my story for me? And honestly, yes, you can. AI tools are genuinely impressive at taking a collection of facts and memories and turning them into something that looks like a life story. Fluent, organized, even moving in places. But there's something that nobody's talking about in all the enthusiasm around AI and writing. And it's the most important thing to understand before you decide how to use these tools. I'm Joanna Klein, founder of Journey to Legacy, where I help people write their life stories, not just to preserve them, but to understand them. And today I want to give you an honest answer. What AI can do, what it absolutely cannot do, and the one thing that has to happen first if you want your life story to actually mean something. Let me start with what's true and fair about AI writing tools, because I think the conversation gets muddled when people are either completely for them or completely against them. AI is genuinely useful for specific things in the life story writing process. It can help you organize drafts once you've written them freely. It can suggest ways to strengthen a scene or deepen a description. It can help you research historical context, what was happening in the world the year you were born, what songs were popular when you were 17, what a particular neighborhood looked like in 1965. It can catch grammar and flow issues in a later draft. And it can generate writing prompts when you feel stuck. These are all legitimate ways to use AI. It's a tool in service of your writing process. Absolutely, yes. But here's where it gets complicated. What many people are actually doing with AI is something very different. They're handing it their memories, a list of experiences, a timeline of events, some key details, and asking it to write the story for them. And AI will do it, willingly and impressively. The result is usually well-structured, fluent, and technically better than what most people could produce in a first draft of their own. It has the shape of a life story. It has the arc. It has the emotional language. And yet, I've worked with people who came to my course having tried this. They arrived with something written, polished, organized, complete. And almost every one of them said the same version of the same thing. It doesn't sound like me. Something is missing. I don't feel anything when I read it. What was missing wasn't craft. The writing was often technically better than what they would have produced on their own. What was missing was the process, and the process turns out to be the whole point. Most people think that writing their life story is about preservation, capturing memories before they fade, leaving something behind for grandchildren. And those are worthy reasons, but they're not the real reason most people sit down to write and continue writing. The real reason is this: they want to understand their own life, not just record it, understand it. Why did I make the choices I made? What has my life been about? What did I learn from the hard chapters? And did I ever give myself credit for surviving them? AI can generate answers to those questions. It will produce something thoughtful and organized, and it may even make you cry a little when you read it. But here's what it cannot do. It cannot sit with the discomfort of a memory you've been avoiding for 20 years and stay present with you while something shifts. It cannot feel the moment when a story you thought was about failure reveals itself to be about courage. It cannot experience the specific quiet that comes when you finally write the truth about something and realize that's it. That's what it actually was. One woman I worked with said something I have never forgotten. She said, AI gave me my story, but it didn't give me what writing my story was supposed to give me. And that's it exactly. The outcome looks similar from the outside. The inside experience is completely different. When I talk about doing the personal journey before you bring in AI, I'm not talking about years of preparation. I'm not talking about a prerequisite you have to earn. I'm talking about slowing down enough to ask, what did this actually mean to me? Not what happened, but what it meant. I'm talking about developing enough self-compassion to face the memories you've been circling around and write about them from a place of curiosity rather than shame. I'm talking about understanding the arc of your own story, the world you came from, the moments that changed everything, the ordeals you survived, the transformation you may not have fully credited yourself for yet. That work cannot be outsourced, not to AI, not to the ghostwriter, not to anyone, because the insight that comes from doing it yourself lives in you differently than anything someone else can produce on your behalf. It changes how you see yourself. It changes what you understand about your own life, and it changes what you pass on to the people you love. Here's the practical takeaway I want you to leave with today. It's not about whether to use AI, it's about when. Personal journey first, AI assistance after, not the other way around. Do your own writing first. Messy, imperfect, unpolished writing that comes from sitting quietly with your memories and asking, what was this really about? What did I feel? What did I learn? Who was I before this happened? And what did I become because of it? Write that in your own words from your own heart. Then, if you want to use AI to help you organize, refine, or expand on what you've written, go ahead. At that point, you're using it as a tool in service of your authentic voice rather than in replacement for it. The sequence matters more than you think. I want to say one more thing before I close, and it's the most important thing I know about this work. Your life story is not primarily for your grandchildren. It's not primarily for posterity. It's not primarily even for the people you love, though they will treasure it. Your life story is for you. It's for the understanding that comes from finally telling the truth about something, for the self-compassion that arrives when you write about the hardest chapter and realize, I actually handled that with more grace than I gave myself credit, for the aha moment when the writing shows you something true about yourself that you've been living without fully seeing. AI cannot give you that. No tool can. Only you, sitting with your memories, your emotions, your truth, can produce that experience. And that experience is worth more than any polished document an algorithm can generate. AI is extraordinary. It's changing what's possible in almost every field. But there are things it cannot do. It can't do the work of understanding your own life. It can't find the meaning that's been waiting in your hardest chapters. It can't give you the experience of writing something true and feeling lighter, clearer, more yourself. Those things require you, all of you, showing up honestly on the page. That's what life story writing is really for. And that's what no tool, however brilliant, can replace. Now, I've put together a guide that gives you a taste of going more deeply into writing your story. And the link is in the comments below. It's free and it's yours to keep. And if you'd like support doing the personal journey first with a framework, a community, and a guide who's been in this territory herself, then the link to my 12-week course is down there too, whenever you're ready. Thank you for watching.